Hello, BookTube. I'm Alex, the unabashed reader, and I thought I might come to you today and just do a wee video for you, just giving you free recommendations for non-fiction, especially if you're not a non-fiction reader and you want to crack the ice and put your big toe into the non-fiction world. So here we go. I've got the three books in front of me, and the very first book. I mean, come on, who doesn't like dinosaurs? This is The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs by, I'm going to probably butcher his name, Steve Bruzetti. I think that's, I believe, his name. But this is a very good overview of the dinosaurs from when they went extinct 66 million years ago. And basically the whole span of when they were top dogs of the earth. So the whole 150 million years of when they were, the top dogs. But this is a really well written, fascinating account of the dinosaurs. It covers all the major players. You got the T Rex here, but you got predators also that outrank or bigger than the predators. But I think the most interesting thing about this book is it doesn't solely just look at dinosaurs, it just gives the biology and the ecosystems that they live in and what other dinosaurs they interacted with. It also gives you the history of some of the scientists and archaeologists that counted dinosaurs. And I think this book also talks about the dinosaur bone wars, which, if you don't know about that, Google it. It's very funny. It's scientists sabotaging each other because they want to be, the pinnacle of scientific research on dinosaurs. But yeah, if you want to get into the dinosaurs, this is your first book. I mean, if you're my age as well, when you're a kid and Jurassic Park came out at the same time when you're a kid, read this book. It's a great show of the dinosaurs. Okie dokie. Next one, a bit of history for you. This is 1 Minute to Midnight, who's by Michael Dobbs. Now, this takes a look at the Cuban Missile Crisis. So this is in 1963, and the Soviet Union was about to send warheads into Cuba, and the Americans, with the JFK administration, did a blockade. So it's basically talking about that 1 minute to midnight is, are we going to exchange nukes, or is peace going to prevail? And unlike other books in the past, this has got like new information. I mean, I can't remember when it was published. I think it was published the later part of the last decade. But the books that preceded this, it didn't have the full account of generals, because this guy's got interviewed them and basically got what was happening in the room at the time this was going on. And it is really, really fascinating read about that time period and how two nations almost completely just destroyed the world. But yeah, utterly fascinating. I love the whole Cold War period anyway. So if you're interested in that kind of big chunk of history, definitely read this book. It is a fascinating read. So that's 1 Minute to Midnight by Michael Dobbs. It's about the Cuban Missile Crisis. Oh, and that's where that term's come from, by the way, 1 minute to midnight. So the doomsday clock, it's from the Cuban Missile Crisis, how close we got. And I think broadcasting radio station played a major part of saving humanity, believe it or not. I won't tell you why. Read the book, but yeah. But also, this is me going on tangents again. It also gets, you can see how they communicate between JFK and Khrushchev in Russia, the secret channels that they were using to calm everything down. And I think it was flown through the Pope as well. But yeah, fascinating read. You should read it. Okay, and the last one, it's got a weird name to it, but I'll explain in a minute. So this is Oliver Sacks. This is The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. Now this is a fascinating read. It's only a weird book as well. It's about people who have maybe suffered brain damage or got some sort of neurological disorder, and they struggle to interact in the world as a fit and healthy person does, or however you want to term it. So the book is named after a man who, by all accounts, he looks like he's interacting with the world fine. He's got all his mental faculties, but he just can't determine what things are for. That's why he thinks his wife is a hat. He doesn't know what the car keys are. He just can't compute anything into a logical reason. Yeah, I suppose his logical reason faculties have completely disappeared. But I don't want you to think this is a parade. This is a freak show parade. It's not. It's not. It really. You'll feel sympathetic to these people who they struggle to interact with things how we would. It's a fascinating read. I really strongly recommend you read this book. So that's Oliver Sacks, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, a study on neurological disorders. Okie dokie, folks. And that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed that video. I wanted to keep this video under 5 minutes, but I've failed again. Okie dokie. I might make a video tomorrow about Star Trek novels. Maybe, because I'm a big lover of Star Trek. But that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. That's free non-fiction recommendations for you. See you later. Bye.